Hello MMK Eagle View viewers. I'm Mahesh Aadhithya, geopolitical analyst. In this video, I'm going to talk about India's diplomatic strength through visa requisitions. This is a very niche video that a lot of people hasn't discussed about, and not a lot of media channels have spoken about this widely. This is a pure analysis that we are going to give exclusively in this particular channel. This analysis is going to have a lot of geopolitical impacts, as well as a lot of impacts that affects we Indian citizens on everyday basis. This impacts us in a direct way because this is going to be about visa process and how India has evolved into a major force in the global arena by having visa requisitions to other countries, and how other countries have literally provided visa-free travel for India. This is a diplomatic challenge, and it's a diplomatic success at the same time. So let us dive deep into this video. So we are going to talk about the easement of tourist visas for Indians and for Indian passport holders. If you see the news lately, Sri Lanka has issued a notice stating that it will provide visa-free travel for Indian passport holders. This is also followed by countries such as Thailand and Vietnam. For Sri Lanka, it is not true because Sri Lanka's notice is still in the process, and it hasn't come into force yet. Because even last week, if you go to the Sri Lanka's official e-visa portal, they had asked you to pay $20. So still it hasn't come into force, but it is going to come into force very soon. But Thailand and Vietnam has already implemented this notice, and Indians can now travel visa free. That is, once if they go to these particular countries, their passport will be stamped only with entry and exit seal. It is not necessary for them to get visa on arrival. If you see, Thailand previously had visa on arrival for Indians. Even Indonesia is still now having visa on arrival for Indians, wherein you have to go there and you have to apply for a visa, and you will be getting it in 1 hour. But now there will be only entry and exit immigration seal on your passport, which is a very good thing. This has a lot of geopolitical impact as well. We'll just talk about the geopolitical impact during the course of time. But this particular issue has given a major highlight to the Indian medias right now, because the United States recently, the US Embassy has issued one particular circular wherein it states US mission to India surpasses 1 million visas processed in 2023, and Indians made over 1 in 10 visa applications worldwide. So if you see, almost 10% of the applications has been done by Indians, and 10% of applications has been issued to Indians by the United States. This is a very, very significant number, considering how fascinated Indians are to go to the United States, either as tourists or for work purpose or business purposes, or as students to the United States. So this is very fascinating right now. In the previous video, if you see, I had talked about 2+2 ministerial dialogue, and I had highlighted how this dialogue plays a major role in visa process and for the consular services. So this statement acts as a testament to what I had spoken in the previous video. If you see, we'll get on to the benefits. For instance, what is the main reason for countries to issue such announcements for Indians to travel visa free as tourists, and what is the main impact for us? What is the main benefit for us? So the first thing is the psychology. If you see, people's mindset to explore the world has increased tremendously. First is because of the exposure due to internet. Since the internet has come in, our content or the Indians' understanding or Indians' perspective has been diversified across the globe. Correct? Whatever we do here in India, people from somewhere Peru or Mexico or from a deep Amazon forest, or even in Africa or Papua New Guinea, they can see and witness what we are doing right now. So the same fascination is there for Indians as well, because we are trying to explore content across the globe. So because of this internet boom, a lot of people wanted to go to a lot of countries. They've seen a lot of India's images through films, through Bollywood films or other films as well, other language films as well. But Indians haven't seen a lot of foreign countries through cultural interaction or through people to people interaction. So that is one of the major contributors because of the internet boom. So Indians wanted to go and explore abroad, and a lot of countries are trying to use these opportunities considering India's current population. So this is one of the major reasons. And second is the increased geopolitical events. We are now talking about Russia-Ukraine issue or Israel-Palestine issue, but a lot of Indians, if you see, they want to explore the other side of countries by seeing themselves, seeing with their own eyes and witnessing the beauty of the countries, which aren't exposed in a way that media exposes those countries. So they want to go and see in person. If media talks bad about Russia or Ukraine, a person from Delhi takes a direct flight to Moscow and he wants to explore what's the situation over there, because he or she feels he is witnessing something by himself through his own eyes, through his own lens, as in what is the real situation. The same thing goes for other people as well. For instance, if a lot of media channels are talking about Israel, a lot of countries now want to explore Arab countries. So a lot of Indians are traveling abroad and seeing what UAE is like, what Saudi Arabia is like, and there's a lot of increase in Iranian visas as well. People are going to Iran and exploring a lot of places in Iran. So geopolitical events motivated them, because the news channels which they are seeing right now, the news which they are getting exposed right now, they wanted to feel and relive in that particular moment. So these are the reasons. But the second and the major contributor is the revenue. I'll just give a small example, because recently CNBC has issued a report about Indians and the Indian travelers, and through this you can literally see how revenue plays a vital role. I'll attach the link in the description as well. You can just go and refer to it. So the CNBC, the American media company CNBC, it says that Indian travelers took 1.7 billion leisure trips in 2022, but most never left the country, and only about 1% traveled abroad, according to few websites. If you see 1.7 billion leisure trips, but they say that they claim that a lot of money is spent within the domestic travel and it has not come out of the country. But here they have said only 1% travel abroad, and they say as of 2022. Let us do a small math. In 2022, if you see, population in India is 1.42 billion. And if you take 1% out of 1.42 billion, it is 1 crore 40 lakhs. Almost 1.5 crore, but 1 crore 40 lakh Indians. And if we take 40,000 rupees as an average amount spent on abroad trip per person, it can be more. Even a lot of people spend 50,000 to 60,000 rupees per trip. But if we take the minimal amount of average amount 40,000 rupees per person, then it will be 560 billion in Indian rupees. That is equal to 7 billion US dollars. 7 billion US dollars is not an easy thing at all, because if you see Indians traveling abroad, $7 billion they are contributing to the world economy indirectly. So this is a major amount considering our present population. This is one of the major reasons why a lot of countries wanted to have visa relaxations, because they wanted a huge chunk of Indian population to visit abroad, so that the global economy is steamed up. Another major geopolitical event that I want to highlight is that as of September 2023, China has temporarily relaxed visa rules for Indian travelers. This has come very lately, and if you go through a lot of videos, especially if you go through a lot of Indian vloggers and YouTubers, they have made a lot of China-based vlog series and tourism videos. A lot of people have traveled to China abroad, and they've posted a lot of videos stating that this is the China that they are trying to portray. This is actually a soft power geopolitical game that China wants to play, because it wants the Indian government, and not just Indian government, it targets the Indian citizens to get attracted to their country and to visit their country and to forget the issues that we are having back in the Galwan Valley. We had clashes 2 years back at the border, right? And the China government wants the Indian citizens to forget what happened, so that through tourism they can get attached to India more. Even our external affairs minister Jaishankar, so he said that the present relations with China is not that great. But taking these things into consideration, China wants everyone to forget the past, and it wanted Indian citizen to explore their country. So this is one of such strategies that they are implementing upon. Now that we have discussed mostly about tourism, let us get to business visas and the work visas. This is very important, because at this particular juncture, we are not going to talk about why a lot of foreign companies or foreign countries prefer Indians because of Indians' work ethic, or because of Indians' characteristics or work culture or adaptability to the work environment. We are not going to talk about these things. Rather, we are going to talk about why Indians prefer to have their businesses or work abroad apart from what they do in their motherland. This is purely from a government's perspective, and how government is trying to promote business and work visas abroad. So the first thing is to expand businesses and trade opportunities and tax benefits. If you see, a lot of countries doesn't offer what India offers. That is, in the sense they offer more benefits, tax benefits, and trade opportunities as well. This is beneficial for Indians. We are not trying to criticize the government, but we are trying to say that this is what it is, because India's dynamics is different from other countries' dynamics. So we cannot compare and easily say that this country is doing such a thing and why India is not doing such a thing. Because India's, as I said in the previous video, heterogeneous population and homogeneous population, and creation of a lot of culture, and adapting them into work culture or adapting them into a corporate culture is totally different. So both political, social, and from economic perspective, not a lot of regulations will be aligned with what other countries do, correct? So this is why a lot of individuals want to establish their businesses abroad, through a lot of regulations, tax benefits, and trade benefits. The second thing is that the government's motive, the real point. If you see, our Prime Minister Modi, he promoted Make in India initiative, correct? Make in India initiative is not just to produce something in India and to export. It is also to make Indian products, indigenous products, to make it go global. He used the term called glocal, or local products having global market, that is glocal. So for these, if you see, we need a lot of marketing people and sales people, like marketing specialists and sales people. So we not just that, we also have millions and millions of job opportunities and millions of designations wherein accounts goes in, commerce goes in, and a lot of other jobs goes in, correct? So for these things, to promote the products, even people should go and work over there, to do business over there, to analyze the markets abroad. So because of these particular things, India is going in person and requesting through diplomatic channels, through various diplomatic channels, India is going and requesting countries to ease their visa restrictions on Indians. The next thing that you're going to look at is the work visas. Previously we looked at the business visas. If you look at the work visas, this is also pretty different. Like if you see, at present, Indian government it pushes other countries to give priorities for Indians to work there. This has both sides. People might say that this is a brain drain. But from the other perspective, if you see, this is not a brain drain, because India is trying to do exactly what China did a decade back. That is, India tries to send a lot of people abroad so that they can work there by gaining exposure, by gaining the skill set for 3 or 4 years. So after 3 or 4 years, or maximum 5 years, they can come back to their motherland, use the same skill set, use the same exposure that they have received abroad, and they can create a new startup here in India. They can start their own businesses in India. This is how a lot of unicorns are developed, starting from small startups. So this is how Indian government plans in specific, because we shouldn't be confined into one particular region. Rather, we have to go and explore the opportunities, get the required knowledge and skill set, and here we have to come back and invest our skills, opportunities and knowledge in creating new employments and in generating new opportunities and creating new businesses here. This is exactly what India thinks. So this is not a matter of brain drain if you look from another perspective. But speaking of all these things, what is the benefit for the Indian government? One of the main benefit is the diaspora communities. If you see Prime Minister Modi's tour abroad, he makes it a point to visit the Indian communities and to see the Indian diaspora communities abroad. Right from Norway to Papua New Guinea, or from United States to Fiji, he makes it a point to visit the diaspora communities, because diaspora communities plays a vital part. It acts as a people-to-people connection. This is a soft power diplomacy that we are talking about. People-to-people connection is really important because it will stay intact with other nations by increasing the bilateral ties between two or more countries. Like more countries, it's multilateral relations, but between two countries, it increases the bilateral relations. For instance, let us compare the previous point and this particular point. If a particular person A goes to Thailand and establishes an Indian business by opening a restaurant, person B from India goes as a tourist to Thailand to have some Indian food. So Indian restaurant by person A is providing food to an Indian person B. So in this way, both person A and person B is having a cultural relations and trying to explore other opportunities which is being provided in overseas territories. So this is one of the main things that we are talking about right now, because both from an economic perspective and from a cultural perspective, this will be really useful in upcoming years. This is the information, this is the analysis that I wanted to provide you guys. If you have any criticism, constructive criticism, or if any feedback, you're always welcome. You can just comment in the comment section below. I've been, even till the previous video, I've been replying to a lot of comments. I've been sending messages to the MMK team, and the team has been replying to all your comments as well. Please do comment your views and your doubts. I hope this video finds you very informative. Namaste. Thank you. Jai Hind.